Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, the #1 Vikings fan extraordinaire, Adam. Okay, hold up, just wait 1 second. If you're attentive, you might notice my studio curtain, shall we say, here on the left-hand side of the screen keeps kind of, moving to where you can kind of see a wall or something behind it. Kindly ignore that for the rest of the video. Thank you. Boyer. Thank you so much for coming back and watching the channel today. Sorry, it's been a little while since I uploaded. Videos kind of becoming a bit more infrequent. Hopefully, as I get more time, I can start uploading some more. Off-season, it's a little bit harder to find content, but that's why I need your help. If you have a suggestion for me, a video to make, let me know down in the comments, please. And if I use your idea, I will pin it and make sure I give you a shout out in the next video. Anyway, thank you for watching. Today, we are going to be discussing the Washington Commanders running back situation heading into the 2022 offseason. So, the obvious place to start is to look at Antonio Gibson's contract. He is currently signed through the 2023 season and will be a free agent in the 2024 offseason. Cutting him, although that's unlikely, but we're looking at all the scenarios here. So if they were to cut him, it would be about a $3 million cap hit on the team. And the reason it'd be unlikely is because last year he was very solid for us. He was a workhorse kind of back, not a ton of huge runs, but he did perform well when he was called upon most of the time. Last year he ran for 258 carries, 1,037 yards, 7 touchdowns, also 42 receptions, 294 yards, and 3 touchdowns through the air. Of course, one of those receptions went for, I think, 75 yards and a touchdown on that screen pass. Just an amazing play against the Bills. Gibson, he's got a lot of heart. He's so dedicated to the game. He plays well. He's a great player. And then, of course, behind him, you have the dynamic and versatile and useful JD McKissic. Almost like a not quite as well-known, maybe not quite as used version of Cordarralle Patterson, who we will talk about later in this video. But yeah, McKissic, definitely Washington needs to re-sign him. There's no question in my mind that he is a very important part of this offense, especially in the receiving game. So yeah, you have those two guys, but let's say they either cut one of them, let's say they don't sign McKissic, or they cut Gibson for some reason in hopes of finding another halfback, or they just want to take a risk on another halfback and bring him in as sort of a complement to McKissic and Gibson. The biggest names of running back names on the market are Leonard Fournette, Philip Lindsay, Melvin Gordon, Raheem Mostert, and Cordarralle Patterson. We'll start at who I think is the most unlikely first, Philip Lindsay. So yeah, Lindsay there were times I thought he was underrated, and I thought he showed some real flashes with Denver, and he ran well, and then they decided to cut him, and I don't know why, but since then he has just struggled to find a place. However, I still think he can get back to his form he was a few years ago. He was running really well before Denver let him go. Hopefully he can get his career turned around. Right now, I don't think Washington's going to sign him, but if they did, I think it'd be probably only a 1-year contract worth maybe around $2.5 million. Could also be a lot less than that. I think that's probably the most they would give him, though. Next would be Melvin Gordon, also with Denver. Denver may very well decide to bring him back. Yeah, he's had a guy, he's ups and downs, he shows flashes, he just has struggled with consistency throughout his career. So, we'll see. I think it's likely that Denver will bring him back, so this probably is not a likely scenario. But if Washington were to sign him, he'd probably demand a little bit more money. I anticipate about a 1 to 2 year deal worth $6 to $10 million. Maybe less than that, though. Moving on, Raheem Mostert. Mostert, I think he's only had 1 full season as the starting halfback. Maybe not even 1 full season. I think this will be his 3rd, maybe his 4th NFL year. He struggled with injuries, but if he's healthy, he can be so effective, as we saw in the playoffs, I think in 2019, I want to say. The 49ers keep finding these halfbacks, and they're running really well in their system, and then they get injured, and they can't run with them. So, Mostert, one of the things that's most enticing about him is his electrifying speed. And so, yeah, I think he'd be a great complement to Gibson, especially in the passing game. I think he'd be really nice complement to Gibson and McKissic. Now, those guys kind of already have the speed, the pass catching ability, so maybe you want more of a bruising halfback. But I don't think this would be a bad signing. Right now, I anticipate a 1 to 2 year, $5 million contract or so. Speaking of that big bruising halfback, how about Leonard Fournette? With the Buccaneers, obviously, the Buccaneers are in a tough cap situation, lots of free agents. He's probably going to end up being one of the more expendable players. We'll see if they decide to bring him back, but they might not. Washington might have a chance at getting him. And if so, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to take a chance on him. However, he will probably want a little bit longer contract, a little bit more money. I see if they were to sign him, probably a 2 to 3 year deal worth about $12 million. But, that number could go up or down a lot. These are just my very rough estimates. And so, yeah, I don't think this would be a terrible signing either if Washington were to take the chance, so long as he's not demanding too much money. Because, like I've said, pretty much with all these guys, Washington, if they want to take a chance on another guy, that's good, but they don't have a ton of money. So if they do, they need to make sure they're not spending very much, or it's just more than likely not going to be worth it. Hey, real quick, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed these videos. We're trying to hit 1,000 by 2023. Thanks, back to the video. Lastly, we have Cordarralle Patterson with the Atlanta Falcons. Arthur Smith and the Falcons were finally able to unlock Cordarralle Patterson's potential as something other than a kick returner. He can return kicks, he can run the ball, he can catch the ball, he can pretty much do it all. This is a guy I would love to see on my team. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the Rams, the Super Bowl champions, that would be an upgrade to their team. He can upgrade any team, if for no other reason in the kick return game. We seem to be set there with DeAndre Carter, but he would be a nice compliment. Maybe Carter could handle punts, he could handle kicks, I don't know. Maybe they'd swap them out. And then, of course, he's such a great pass catcher. He can even line up as a wide receiver. And then, of course, he's a good complement in the running game as well. So I'd be very happy if Washington decided to sign him. I've always thought he's a bit underrated. If they were to, I think he's proved his worth. He'd probably get about a 2 to 3 year deal worth $15 million. So yeah, that is my analysis. Overall, do I think any of these have a great chance of going through? No. I think the most likely contenders would be Fournette and Patterson, but I really don't know. I doubt Washington is going to pay any of these guys, be willing to pay any of these guys very much. They could probably get more money elsewhere. Overall, I give the best chance of coming to Patterson, and then to him, I'd only give it maybe like a 40 to 50% chance of working, maybe not even that. Yeah, definitely pretty unlikely, but it's fun, to think of the scenarios. Washington, Commanders front office, if you're watching this, feel free to take my ideas. I don't mind. Anyway, that's about it for now. Please subscribe to the channel if you do enjoy. It'd be very much appreciated. We are trying to grow, trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you so much for watching. Please like if you enjoy, share with someone else. Help the channel grow, help the videos reach. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I am the Vikings fan, and I'm out of here.